Good evening, folks. This is North Shore Preparedness coming to you from the beautiful shores of Lake Ontario. Today is Tuesday, July the 21st, 2020, and we had a fairly fair day here. I think we reached 80 degrees or somewhere around, it was close to 80. Close to 80 and somewhere around sort of 24, 25 for my Canadian brothers and sisters. Alright, well, I got another video for you guys today, and what I wanted to talk to you guys about today was what is most important to put up into your preps right now. I need to go change that viewfinder so I can see what's going on to make sure the video hasn't shut off, because if I keep talking while it's shut off, I'm just a dum-dum, and yeah, I really make terrible videos. But what I want to talk to you guys about was what's important to put into your pantry now while we have a lull in with the numbers for all this bug business, right? We have a lull and we have an opportunity. Things are starting to open up again, but again we're seeing spikes in the numbers of things, which leads me to believe that there's going to be another shutdown. So what we want to concentrate on today is we want to do a little revisit of the things that we saw shortages of when the shutdowns took place. Because if there's another shutdown, the same thing is going to happen. So for you new preppers out there, if you guys watched my last video, you will see a repeat on some of these items here that I suggested that newer preppers put up for their pantry and into their stores. And the reason I suggested those items is because that they are your basic staples to get started with. So without further ado, we're just going to get right into what we saw having shortages of supply. Now, up here we didn't see any shortage of eggs or dairy, nothing like that. There was no shortages of cheese. Butter seemed to be okay. So it wasn't those sorts of things. I mean, what you did hear about was you heard about people making runs on toilet paper, right? Okay, so it was toilet paper, it was paper towels, the shelves were empty and bare of it, right? So it's important to get that on your shelf now and put that up while it's still available and while the lineups are still not too long at the grocery store, right? Now when we talk about your paper products and paper towels, toiletries as well. Things, like sanitary wipes, things like that. Get those now while they're still in supply. Also, we're gonna need cleaning products, right? We saw a run on cleaning products. Shelves were empty. Even dish soap. I tried to go, I usually buy the big jugs of Sunlight dish soap from Walmart for like $8 or just south of that. And there was none to be had. I had to buy an off-brand when all this panic buying started. So go out and get your cleaning supplies now. Things like that. These kinds of things. This is a great cleaning product. So get your paper products and get your cleaning products and toiletries. Now when we start talking about food, it's simple to see what there was a run on. Start with flour. The shelves were bare of flour for months. You just couldn't find it anywhere. And when it did get delivered somewhere, it got completely bought out. So, it's actually still hit and miss for flour in different stores today. So, get some of that now while we have a lull before either a spike or a second lockdown or whatever. Now, what goes along with flour? Yeast. Yeast does. Okay, Auntie T, I'm going to show you this. I'm going to give you a close-up of this so that you were asking how I bought yeast in little bottles. I'm just going to give you a close-up of this so that you can see it, and hopefully the camera will focus on it. Now, this is a Fleshman's yeast, and so that's how we get our yeast. I have been buying some yeast because I've been seeing it on the shelves. I've got about 5 jars of it and several small packs put away for either myself or others who may not be able to find yeast come a second or third, whatever situation. All right, so definitely flour, definitely yeast. I do have much more flour than that. This is just a small one I picked up sort of walking by. I probably should get some more and put it up. And I will get to doing that, you know, before things really, before fall comes and, you know, things may get hairy again. All right, so some other things that we saw a lack of on the shelves was tomato sauces. And this is a tomato paste here. All your type spaghetti products, your tomato sauces, your spaghetti sauces, your pre-made spaghetti sauces, tomato pastes, massive shortage on all of that as well. It was also cleared from the shelves for a couple of months. Same with pasta. You know, pasta keeps a good long while just in the bag. You know, you don't have to go out and buy expensive methods to keep this good in your pantry for a year. It's fine. Look at the expiry date. You know, when you buy pasta, your bag of pasta is not going to expire on you in a year. So make sure you have some pasta in your pantry. Make sure you have tomato products in your pantry, because we have seen a lack of this, a lack of your tomato products, lack of flour, lack of yeast. Haven't seen much of a lack of sugar. That's one thing we did not see a terrible lack in, but we did see a lack in salt. So I've gone out and I've got some, and I mean, I've got lots of different kinds of salts, and the best place to get your salt is where the sale is. If there's no sale, just hit the dollar store. Like this bag of salt right here, this is a bag of pickling salt, pickling or canning salt. And this is the fine stuff. Now, I was at Canadian Tire today, and this bag of pickling salt was almost $5. I get mine at the dollar store, and this one it's got a price on it, $2, maybe $2.50. It was like half the price at the dollar store. So you're definitely going to want to put some salt up, because there was a lack of this, especially this. This is sea salt, but this is an iodized type of table sea salt, and you do want iodized salt in your diet. Iodine, our body needs iodine, and one of the only ways we get it in our diet is through iodized salt. So make sure you have some of that on hand. If you do any canning or pickling, you know, go get this on the cheap. I've got that salt. I've got those two salts. I've got coarse pickling salt. I've got pink Himalayan coarse salt that comes with it's in its own grinder. Now Metro wants $5.99 for this. Go to the dollar store. It's $2.50. Okay, so just be smart about what you're buying and how you're shopping for it. Okay, so if you're going to be doing any pickling or canning or anything like that, go now and get some extra lids. You know, the shelves are full of them right now. I was out today and I saw a bunch of them. The shelves are full of them. Go get them now. They cost a little wee bit, but it's going to help you put your things up. And trust me, in 2 months, you're going to have a hard time finding some on the shelves, especially if you know, things slide sideways. All right, something else we saw a lack of on the shelves was dried beans. You know, and there had never ever been a lack of dried beans on the shelves. But there was when this round of panic buying started. So I mean, if you like the red kidney beans, go get those. It's excellent to augment your rice with, to get that combination of these will provide your proteins, and rice will provide your carbohydrates. A ton of things you can do with these red kidney beans, from soups to chilies, all kinds of things. Same with your navy beans, and if you like split yellow peas, you can make a nice soup out of that. But the shelves were empty of dried beans, and I have seen no sales whatsoever on dried beans since the first wave of panic buying. Now, again, when we talk about prepping, we talk about rice and beans, rice and beans, rice and beans. Here's the rice. There was also a shortage on rice, okay? There wasn't rice to be found. I think I waited, I got this bag and another bag a couple of weeks ago, and that was the first sale I had seen on rice since February. And this bag was $6.99 on the sale when it used to be $5.99 on a sale. So prices are going up. Prices are definitely going up. So, you know, you want to get these things, like I say, before there's any sort of panic buying starting for a second wave of lockdowns or anything like that. Now, the last thing I'm going to show you guys is it's meats. It's canned meats, and yes, you saw these in my last video. There was a shortage on canned meats. Go get some. That's tuna. That's chicken. Let me show you some more. I've got canned meats. I buy them for my preps. I keep them in my cupboard. There's two. The other ones are too high for me to reach right now. But, so you got your tuna there. You got some chicken there. Get your good old off-brand Spam. That one right there. They might have had a sale on it at the grocery store, but I would bet you that I bought this at the dollar store. They carry this at the dollar store. They carry cans of corned beef at the dollar store. And something else that I have up in the cupboard, it's on the top shelf and I couldn't reach it. I didn't have a chair there right away, but is a dollar store canned ham. And it's about that big. Up here in Canada, it's about $3. Great proteins to put into your pantry, and you know, to put up for if times get hard, because we've been seeing meat shortages, we've been seeing limits on buying things, you know, and we see lineups at the grocery stores. How comfortable is it going to be to line up at the grocery store 30 deep outside when it's 20 degrees below outside and the wind is blowing? You know, maybe people might be smart enough to not want to do that. Go ahead and buy things now, put them in your pantry so that you can stay home. You can make some bread, you know, with your yeast and your flour. You can stay home. You can make yourself a pasta dish with some sauce, some tomato paste, some pasta, and maybe an onion and a green pepper if you have one, some herbs and spices. Stay home, make a pot of beans or a pot of chili, right? Or if you need to do your canning season's coming, get your lids, get your salts now. Get your vinegar now too for your canning, right? Again, this is a dollar store item, $2. $2, you don't have to get anything fancy, just cheap regular vinegar. I think it needs to be 5% acidity, or you know, whatever the bottle says, for you to experience success on that. And your cleaning and sanitary supplies. Most important things to have, to buy for your pantry now, before the panic starts. I've seen in the panic buying, there was plenty of canned vegetables. So I wouldn't put that on the list. There was plenty of eggs. There was plenty of dairy. There was plenty of cheese. There was also plenty of fresh vegetables. However, the fresh vegetables were in less good condition than what we were normally used to buying. So if you want to top up on canned veg, it's a good thing to have in your pantry anyways. You can use it in any pasta dish or chili or goulash or whichever you make, or just as a side as a vegetable. So that's what I've got for you guys today. I hope you found this informative, and I hope it helps a lot of people. Prepare now, folks. I'm still doing it. I got tons of stuff, and I feel like I'm not prepared. So I hope you guys prepare. Stay well and safe. This is North, out for now.